At this point, artificial intelligence needs no introduction. We've seen it pretty much everywhere. We all have our various interpretations of it, the impact that it might soon have on our day-to-day lives, and the potential that it has to shake up the creative landscape as a whole. Personally, I think it's going to be super important to familiarize yourself with this new landscape, as it doesn't really appear to be going anywhere anytime soon. With that being said, these are very new pieces of software. This video and future videos will document my journey by simply testing these new programs to see how they can inspire our creativity in new and fun ways. So the first tool that we're going to be checking out today is one called Database, and it was actually developed by my friend Luke Schwersky. There's a few things over here on the left side. We have a home page, notifications. There's also a splitter, so you can like split stems. I am interested in audio to audio. So how this works is you input some sort of sound that you created. For today, we are going to be working on this. We're going to try to make a sample out of this in the end. Right now, I just have a string and a bass. We're going to add a guitar, a perk loop, and we're going to run it all through AI and try to blend sounds together. A really simple loop there, and I have it at 110 BPM because for whatever reason I was having troubles with the duration when I was exporting it. It would only last for 9 seconds, and 110 BPM is the only BPM that can get me 4-bar loop in 9 seconds. As for the model, what this is all trained off of, from running a few other things through it, what I've learned is that it's trained through older music for sure, music from the 80s, 70s. So you're definitely going to get a bunch of cool, perhaps unexpected outputs just based on that model. The string sound loaded up. I'm going to set my start time here. At 0, the duration, I have to crank up all the way to 30 seconds. It's still only up to 9 seconds for whatever reason. I was thinking of some prompts for this one. I've seen people put names into this AI. Today, I'm going to focus more on feelings and styles and textures. We're going to just start with a simple one. We're going to make the string sound a little bit more dark. Let's do dark and vintage, the classic producer combo. Strings. So now we do mix. Sometimes it gets stuck here, so you have to hop back to the home page, and then this is the file that we're waiting on. When I've ran the string sound through it, it tends to give a cool vintage and dark texture. It sounds like something that you would traditionally maybe get through RT20 and a bunch of other effects like that. But this is cool. It definitely has a sound to it. It creates a lot of artifacts. You can use negative prompts. In here you type what you don't want it to sound like, and it'll avoid those things. So a lot of the times it will add little drum samples in. So we'll add just no drums too, just to make sure it knows not to add any of that in. Let's run it through again. Just to see what else we can get. Let's do psychedelic. I want to see what that does. I like using these vague prompts right now, just sort of letting the AI cook. I'm not getting too detailed because I feel like that could also be equally confusing. Again, I don't really know what model it's working off of and what prompts work well, so I really am just experimenting right now. I'm sure I'll learn more as we progress. They're a little similar. Let's see if we can figure out a way to shake this one up now. Last effect that I tried to put on this one. Strings 110. Let's go crazy on this one. Let's do underwater lo-fi and small, really slight percussion. That one sort of got a little wonky, but I think those first two can be good. Noticing a similar sort of texture now. I wonder if that is going to carry on to the other sounds that I funnel through this. Next, we're going to bounce out this bass here. All right, so for the bass sound and our drums, we're going to mess around with seeing how it reacts to saturation. We're going to do light saturation. Let's try vintage, and let's use negative prompts. No new notes, no new. Bass in that low end, I'm noticing definitely some muddiness, so we're not going to mess around too much more with the bass. I'll affect that on my own. I'm going to try adding some guitars. Pick up a guitar back there, lay down a quick pattern for this, try to affect that in here as well, see what that does, and then I'll mess around with the text to audio prompt just to see if we can add anything else to the beat. But yeah, let's do that. back with the guitars. We're gonna put that first one I played into database now. I'm just gonna type in guitar amp, and I'm just gonna see what the reactions are. So it appears that the software does not like guitars. I don't know if it's that electric guitar. I guess I should try acoustic guitar probably too, but it does not like electric for some reason. We are going to move on to our perk loop then. We're going to affect those guitars on our own. Negative prompts. We don't want any no new notes. Let's just see what that does. Interesting. It distorted it. It saturated it. I definitely would say it made it darker. Let's try a different thing. This is what it sounds like underwater. It's definitely wet. Let's say filtered. I think that might give us more of an underwater sound. I don't know if that's too descriptive. Okay. That's why you gotta tell it not to add new notes. I don't know if there's a way for us to get out of that distorted sort of sound, because it is trained on a vintage model. Definitely various different qualities. I'm not quite sure what's leading it to sound like that, but it's cool. It's definitely a cool texture. Last thing I want to do before I hop on over to FL and just mix this all into a finished product is the text to audio tool. We are in the key of D sharp minor, I believe, generate some sort of like ear candy or some sort of notes that we can get to match with our sample in FL. So let's describe. What do we want? We want we want mallets. Okay, I need to definitely be more descriptive. All right, let's see what this did. All right, so scratch that. Say we can fuse some of the audio that we came up with into some cool sounding product. So now this is what everything that we had sounds like. I still have to amp up the guitars. Here's what the perk loop that the AI came up with sounds like. So I think I want to pitch it down an octave. Yeah, cool. It actually fits really well. I think this one in particular is going to be super cool for perk loops. You come up with them on your own and then you just drag them into the AI like you saw me do, generate a prompt. It doesn't really need to be too specific. As you guys saw, it does have that general sort of sound that it gives, like drums and melodies. But if we come down here to the strings, we actually have a cool texture going on. If we play this now without first and now with. It sounds like it's coming out of a bunch of plugins right now, which is cool. Like some chorus going on, a lot of tape, to make some detune, cool wobble. What we're gonna do is try to blend it in a few ways here. Try texturing up the bass a little bit more too here. And then with this last strings here, I want to try half timing it. It's just angry. Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce a section that's pitched down an octave, and then I'm gonna throw a sound shifter on the whole channel, find a good pitch. But then I think that's kind of cool for a basic melody idea. Hard. Cool. Now let's just mess around with pitch shifter, finding a cool key. can go crazy. You can add a bunch more like indie guitars if you were to use like a drum loop like this. Yeah, cool starter. And there we have it. I actually had a super fun time making this video today. It's cool to mess around with these new tools, especially when you have absolutely no clue how they work. And that's going to be a work in progress. As we do more of these videos, I'm definitely going to develop more of an understanding of what these tools are good at, what different prompts help, what prompts hurt, stuff like that. It'll be fun to come back to these in future videos. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on AI and its infiltration into the music game now down below in the comments. I'm super curious to see what you guys have to say about that. Appreciate you guys for watching, sticking around to this point in the video. As always, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.